Dyer's Daily. Now, I want to take this opportunity to take my listeners, well, some of them, on a trip down memory lane. Do you remember at some point in the 90s when programs on computers masqueraded as games, but they were actually educational software? My grammar's all over the place, but do you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard of this? Do you remember playing games and then only to find out it was this educational thing? Yeah, that was a thing for a while. I feel like it's kind of been eclipsed by a lot of online stuff. But at one time, you'd play like this game, you'd be like shooting something, and then it would go, what is 8 times 8 in order to catch the critter or whatever. I remember there was this program called Zoom Beanies. I don't know whether anyone remembers it. For some reason, schools had it. And I've got a copy round here. I picked it up in a charity shop years ago. And until recently, I didn't realize there was a way to get it to work on a modern computer. But if you know what I'm talking about, do you remember the bridge level of that? And the teacher just saying to you, use logic, and I had no idea what was going on. You just pushed them, like there was these little lemming type creatures, and you just like pushed the bridge and they fell off. And then you like push each one and they just fall off, and it's like, but what's the logic here? I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe if I went back and played it, I would understand it. But yeah, there was another one that I had called Howie's Funhouse, The Great Word Adventure. There were sequels to it called The Great Reading Adventure and The Great Math Adventure. And it was voiced by Howie Mandel. And it was like these little mini games with an educational slant to it. Yes. Does anyone remember these things? Do they still make them? And are they still good now? I want to answer that actually. They are still good. I've played a couple of them, and despite the educational element, which I think for a lot of kids would put them off, right? It is kind of fun, and you do learn things, although some of it did feel like it was being shoehorned in. And I think sometimes that's where the unfairness comes from, isn't it? But there are some good ones out there, and if you're looking for something, try Google. Dyer's Daily.